Guess what I have? Yes, a book haul. I had to go to the library to pick up some books I had on hold, and the very kind librarian said that they had a lot of books on sale. Needless to say, I got a whole bag for about $2, and then I gave her some extra money for a donation because it goes towards new books. And even though the new books they normally usually buy, aren't books that I would read, but it still helps someone else. Okay. Books that I did get. And I don't really know that much about them, so I am going to probably read a little bit. Book of Numbers by Joshua Cohen. This is a novel, and it is a monumental, uproarious, and exuberant novel about the search for love, truth, and the meaning of life with the internet. Now, if you know, I recently did a book review wrap-up of The Cyber Effect about the cyber psychologist. So yes, and this has to do with something about mind-bending world tour from Palo Alto, that's in California, to Dubai and beyond, initiating him into the secret pretext of the autobiography project, the life or death stakes that surround its publication, etc., etc., etc. So, book number 1, Book of Numbers. Reader's Digest outsmarting Alzheimer's, what you can do to reduce your risk. Understand the 6 keys to protecting brain health. Personalize your 3-week plan based on the latest science. Make fun and easy lifestyle changes. And this is by Kenneth S. Kosick, MD. And I hope this is coming in clear because, there we go. I'm trying to get it without the glare because I'm not sure if I got the camera zoomed in properly. It either zooms in on this and this is clear, or I'm able to get the books clear and then that isn't. How to Think by Alan Jacobs, a survival guide for a world at odds. I remember once upon a time we were able to agree to disagree and still get along. Apparently that doesn't happen anymore. Let's see. How to Think is a contrarian treatise on why we are not as good at thinking as we assume, but how recovering this lost art can rescue our inner lives from the chaos of modern life. It's interesting that he calls it art. This seems like a really short book. I should be able to read this in a day. Memory Rescue. Supercharge your brain, reverse memory loss, and remember what matters most by Daniel G. Amen, MD. I've read a book, at least one book, by him in the past. I don't remember when it was, but I do remember that it was about the brain, and there was some very interesting things about trauma, and it remains on your brain or something. It was intriguing. You're not listening. What you are missing and why it matters by Kate Murphy. And what does it say on the inside? Despite living in a world where technology allows constant digital communication and opportunities to connect, it seems no one is really listening or even knows how. And it's making us lonelier, more isolated, and less tolerant than ever before. A listener by trade, Murphy wanted to know how we got here. Social media, baby, that's how we got here. Is that good? No, it isn't. Am I grateful for this? Yes, I am. More on that later. The Genius Plague. This one might surprise some of you. By David Walton. I think this is a sci-fi I don't think it's fantasy. I think it's science fiction. Why doesn't it just show on the back? It says fiction, which is the genre, but I don't know what the subcategory is. Anyway, the contagion is in your mind. Neil Johns has just started his dream his dream job as a code breaker in the NSA when his brother Paul, a mycologist, sorry, I just heard a weird noise. A mycologist goes missing on a trip to collect samples in the Amazon jungle. Paul returns with a gap in his memory and a fungal infection that almost kills him, etc., etc., etc. I mean, doesn't that sound good? Uh-huh. And there's a reason why I got these next two books, and that is because I am reading a book, and that'll be in my TBR for December, a book for the library, and I haven't been able to attend in a really long time, so I'm hoping that it's a really good book. I've already started it. Okay, anyway, The Forgotten Road by Richard Paul Evans. I hope these are clear. I would hate to have to redo this video. Chicago celebrity and successful pitchman Charles James is supposed to be dead. Everyone believes he was killed in a fiery plane crash. But thanks to a remarkable twist of fate, he's very much alive and ready for a second chance at life and love. Okay, so this is a romance, but it says fiction. I didn't read the back. And it has something to do with Route 66. I have been on parts of Route 66 when I was moving back to California. I escaped twice. Don't tell them. Grace. This is a novel by the same author. And it says, she was my first kiss, my first love. She was a little match girl who could see the future in the flame of a candle. Oh, I don't know if I would have bought that if I had read that before. Okay, I hope this isn't hinky. It's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be Christian, but maybe not. I pray I can still get the story right. My memory, like my eyesight, has waned with age. Still, there are things that become clearer to me as I grow older. This much I know. Too many things were kept secret in those days. Things that never should have been hidden, and things that should have. That's interesting. I don't want it to fall. Okay, so this next book I kind of got from my grandkids, but I wanted to read it because I've heard stories like this, and having animals on the farm, it's kind of fascinating to see. I'm sorry, I'm watching the chickens. They fly. We've had hawks. It's wintertime. Unlikely Loves, 43 heartwarming true stories from the animal kingdom by Jennifer S. Holland. Now, if you have animals that grow up together, chances are they'll grow up together. They don't know any different. I'm a fox. I'm a hound dog. But they were separated, so, you know, there's that. Anyway, and I hope you guys can see this. Anyways, hopefully it is a good book, and hopefully I can pass it on to the grandkids. The Year of Less, How I Stopped Shopping, Gave Away My Belongings, and Discovered Life is Worth More Than Anything You Can Buy in a Store by Kate Flanders. In her late 20s, Kate Flanders found herself stuck in the consumerism cycle that grips so many of us. Earn more, buy more, want more, rinse, repeat. Even after she worked her way out of nearly $30,000 of consumer debt, her old habits took hold again. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I really hope this is coming in clear. Alright, I don't know if this is any better, but I tried to fix the vision. Alright, True Notebooks by Mark Salzman. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of cussing in this because apparently it's about kids in juvie and basically their education. And there isn't any, like, it has people who reviewed it, and I'm not interested in their opinion. I want to know about the book. So that's what I think it is, that it was about their experience in juvenile hall. Why Be Happy? The Japanese Way of Acceptance by Scott Haas. And this says, we are increasingly anxious, exhausted, and unsatisfied. Social media, work, and even our friends and family can make us feel like nothing is ever good enough. On top of that, facing an unexpected change or challenge can feel overwhelming. How do we adapt to new circumstances in this frenetic world? You know, it's so weird because life is good right now. Life is very good. We have not had to live through any world wars. Yes, there have been wars. Yes, there are still wars. Yes, there are still attacks. But all things considered, we have a really good life. And the fact that people are overly anxious, exhausted, and unsatisfied is crazy. I have a theory. I have a hypothesis about this unsatisfaction. Yes to Life in Spite of Everything by Viktor E. Frankl. If you know this author, you know that this is the author who wrote, is it The Meaning of Life? It's been a hot minute since I've read it. Says it's a minor miracle this book exists, writes the acclaimed author of emotional intelligence, Daniel Goleman, in his introduction to this book. The lectures for, you know what, let's just go to the book. Go to the book. Okay. So, 3 years talking about Viktor E. Frankl was just 16 years old when he began a personal correspondence with Sigmund Freud. That's interesting. 3 years later, Frankl's own work was published for the first time in the International Journal of Psychoanalysis. His career was off to a luminous start, but he was Jewish. The World War II was on the horizon. See? Come on now. What do we have to be anxious about? Life is good. Life is good. Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. What we should know about the people we don't know. I don't know what I don't know, right? I don't know if that's coming in clear. I don't know what I don't know. How did Fidel Castro fool the CIA for a generation? Why did Neville Chamberlain think he could trust Adolf Hitler? Why are campus essays on the rise? Do television sitcoms teach us something about the way we relate to one another that isn't true? And then it talks about different authors and things that they've done and scandals, etc., which I can't read on this. So anyways, that's my book haul. And Prometheus has a book haul as well, but he's off at school. So I told him that I would do this video all by my lonesome. Anyway, I will have some more videos coming up for December, and let me know if any of these books sounded familiar, or if you've read any of these, please let me know, or even just the authors like Viktor Frankl. I'm sure everybody's read Viktor Frankl. Thank you for dropping in. I'll talk to you in the comments section. Have a great day. Bye.